Hi guys, this is Cindy over at paper.old.new. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I am getting ready to, I haven't done this in a while, but I was decluttering my bookshelves. Because we all love books, right? Because we get all kinds of stuff from them. Book page, ephemera. We do a lot of book using. Well, my bookshelves were full of books that have been sitting there collecting dust for as long as I've been living in this house, which is a while. And I was like, nobody's reading these. Nobody's doing anything with them. So I'm going to do something with them. So I am going to show you the stack of books I got to cut up or to turn into journals or, whatever. Also, before I start showing you what I got out of my house, I did go to Goodwill. So I do want to show you two books that I picked up at Goodwill. $3 and $3. Okay, so the first one was this Christmas book by Mary Englebright. For $3, I got this. Well, I haven't even looked at look at that. Isn't that cute? That's really cute cover. I would probably cover this, but this would be a cute cover with the polka dots and the flowers. Anyway, I love her little art things. So look at him. Santa with all the toys. So I bought this is a craft book. So see, it shows you doing these little paper cups to put treats and toys and things in, a stocking for your dog. But what I bought it for was all the page embellishments that are here because of her. Now, some of these, like this little snowman, I might cut that out and make a journaling card out of it, so long as there's not an illustration on the back that I really like, because I like that little elf. So I may very well keep some of these photographs, but the reason I got the book was the illustrations. Look at him. Some cause happiness wherever they go. Oscar Wilde. And that's a picture of Santa. He's got a pack of gifts on his back. Scotties and checks. I guess that's a... but anyway, yeah, so I saw this book and I was like, at first I wasn't going to get it. And then I looked at all the little illustrations and I was like, those are really cute. I'm a sucker. So yeah, I got that one for the illustrations. This one, a Victorian posy. See if I can remember why I bought this. We're going to look at it. I'm drawing a blank. Although that is a really nice bookboard box, and this is a really nice cover. So, marble paper. Oh, this just had a lot of illustrations in it that I really liked. And like little poems and things like that. That almost looks like a photograph that somebody turned into a painting, but... And you can smell, this book smells old, like it's been in somebody's storage for a while. But I opened it up and I loved all the illustrations. So, yeah. And like I said, it's poems. Well, I don't know if that's not a poem, but there's a lot of poems in here. The Song of the Chrysanthemum. In the Wood. There's fairies. Autumn. And frosts and shortening days portend the aged year is near his end. Here's something from Lewis Carroll. Through the Looking Glass. So there's some Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, I really liked the illustrations and the poetry. So, But these were the only two things I found when I went in there. This was my little Goodwill up by me that I've told you guys before it's not huge. It doesn't usually have a big selection, but I found those when I was in there. Okay, now we'll start on the top of the stack because I have a stack behind me, so I'm going to be going over there and retrieving books. This was my grandmother's. And I think I'm going to turn it into I've only done one journal still. I am thinking about turning this into, but look at these old pages. Let me see if I can find a copyright on here for you. Like I said, it was my grandmother's. 1968. Look at that kitchen. You see that kitchen? It's blue. But yeah, it's got all those kinds of these old illustrations, and then it's full of, recipes. It's a cookbook. Better Homes and Gardens. So I thought I would take this apart. Uh-oh. That's not old. Obviously, it was printed. This was typed. Italian ricotta tart. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, so I figured I would take this apart and I would make one of those ring binder journals with this cover. And I probably, since it's going to be a cookbook journal anyway, if I can clean this up, because it's got some stains and stuff on it, if I can clean this up, I may embellish it a little, but I may just leave the cover as is. So that was my plan when I saw this, because I don't cook out of here. I don't know if my grandmother used to cook out of here or not. I mean, she owned the book. But all of the things that I had as a kid growing up, I have recipes for, and they're not in this book. So, okay. Now this is a book, not a book. This is one of those boxes, you can get at the craft store. But look what I found in it. It's journaling cards. Look, labels. I didn't even know those were in there. Oh, I'm going to have to sort this box. Look at them all. See, this is what happens when you go sorting through your stuff. I found this buried in a cabinet. So apparently I had an eye toward organizing my scrapbook stuff, and it ended up in this box buried in the back of a cabinet. So now I have an eye toward sorting it again, but with different purpose. Okay, this one. Oh, this is a family tree book. So like at the very beginning, there's instructions for how to use it. There's a chart here it says husband's ancestral chart, and it would be, I guess I would put my husband's name. If I started put my husband's name and then my husband's father and my husband's mother, and then I go from there and build. Okay. And then as you go through and then this would be mine. And then as you go through the book, husband's history. So there's all this information that you talk about. And then me, and there's a place for a picture, and then you go, oh, child's history. Oh, I guess this is, so this is going forward, I guess. So this would be my kids, I guess. Place to keep track of weddings, births. My husband's father's history, so anything you wanted to write in there about them. Anyway, so it's it's a, like an Ancestry.com kind of record keeping thing. There's a place to keep track of deaths, other ancestors' history. What's back here? Family events, religious events, family vacations, family gatherings, heirlooms and family papers, who they go to. That's interesting. So the item, where it is right now, who owns it, and who it goes to. Here's calendar pages that just list the days, and then it says like important dates in your family for the month of January, important dates in your family for the month of February. I'm assuming there's all the way to December. Then we have signatures. Interesting. Oral history notes. So I guess if you were going to interview people in your family and write down history. I actually do not have any people I can get oral history from anymore as far as grandparents go. Mine have all passed. My last grandparent passed in 2017. So anyway, yeah, I found that one. I thought it would make good journaling paper, stuff like that. This is a photo album. It actually has some pictures in it. But it's pages like this. So what I was thinking was if I could split them apart, and I don't know if I can, but you have to be able to get a photo in there. So somewhere this page opens. Yeah, there we go. So it opens. So more than likely, being that this is two pieces of cardstock stuck together, I thought these were kind of cool. And what I was thinking I would do was split them apart and then put acetate in the windows and, you know, or make them pockets or, you know, whatever. I don't know. I figured out acetate in the windows, and then they would be a window page to whatever the next page was. And then back it with something. So yeah, I was going to use this, and I did put some pictures in it, but I just never really. That's a neat picture. I don't know if I can get that up. That's on the book board, so I don't know if I can. But anyway, so yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I'm getting rid of that. Okay, so these. I'm going to have to do a lot of. I love this art. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this book. Look at that. Now, of course, the problem is the pictures are too big. Unless you were going to make a really big journal out of these pictures, which, trust me, I have debated because I love this book. I mean, this is the A page, and then this is the B page. And it's the whole alphabet illustrated like this. And I love it. And then C gets a whole page. I mean, and you look through this book, the detail, you know, he's stepping on a calculator. There's a slice of cake. Here's a candle. There's a cup of coffee, cheese, corn, crayfish. I mean, everything in here, if you look at it, a crutch, a clock, a cork, cornflakes, a clarinet, a Coke can, you know, a cobra, a calendar. You look through here, and as you look, you find more and more things that start with whatever letter the page is. And the illustrations are, I love it. And I would love to be able to turn this into a journal. I just am not really sure how to do it without making the journal huge. But I'm thinking that I'm going to try and figure it out because I think it would be so much more fun as a journal than as it is. I mean, it's a pretty book. Don't get me wrong. I love this book. There's the iguanas where we open. See the gorillas? They get their... Some of them get a full page spread, and then others of them split. Like here's J and K. Kid Kookaburra and Kelly Kangaroo kidnapping Kitty Koala. Yeah, so here's lions in a library, the mice, and the... I really love the illustrations in this. And like I said, I am going to figure something out to do with this. These books are, I don't know if anybody's ever done... When my boys were younger, I got these because they are Has anybody ever done, I don't know if it's Usborn or Usborn. I'm not really sure how that's pronounced. But these are game. So, like, you find the knights in the book, and as you're going along, there's instructions, and you look at each picture, and you figure stuff out, and you find a knight. I think there's a knight on each page to find. But I thought it would be really fun to take these pages, and depending on which side of the page that I like, cut it into, like, I saw somebody do it with scrapbook paper to do, to make almost like we do collage cards, masterboard cards. So you take the side of the page that you don't like, or that you do like, and you flip it upside down, and then you cut this into cards or tags, and then you flip it over and see what you got on the card as your background. And I thought that would be a lot of fun to do with these, because the kids have gone through and they found all the stuff and they've done all the games, and there's just really, unless there's something specific I want to cut out of one of these pages, which depending on the kinds of journals that I'm making, that's, you know, always a possibility. Or if I just want to fold the page in half and stick it in a book, that's also a possibility. So these are King Arthur's Knight Quest, and this one is Sword Quest. So, and in this one, this also has Find It. So you're supposed to find 5 forks, 14 frogs, you know, and the frogs aren't hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, like that. But it's for kids, and my kids had a lot of fun with these. And now I'm going to look at him. He would make an interesting tag in some sort of, I don't know. I don't know what you would do with these. But anyway, I thought it would be fun to do that. Because, I mean, look how jumbled it is. So if you cut it up, and like she's hanging off the picture anyway, people are covered up, you only see half faces. So it's really not going to make a difference if you cut it up and you only get like half a face on something. And then you can embellish around it, and you can, you know, cover up parts of the picture that you don't like with whatever you want to cover it up with. But yeah, I thought those would be really fun to. Then I have a couple of these Time Life series. So I have Feats and Wisdom of the Ancients. This is Library of Curious and Unusual Facts. So I have this one that's, you know, it's just got pictures in it that might make good journaling cards or background. Like I've been watching videos where people just go and mass make a whole ton of like they take oh my gosh, my brain just like I just lost my train of thought. Like right in the middle of it, it just derailed. Note cards. And they cover them with stuff as a generic background and get it all ready, and then they use it just to put stuff on top of. But I mean, you got pictures like this that can be turned into a card. So this is there's a whole series of these. So Mysteries of the Human Body. This one's got a 2-headed boy. I mean, if we're going to go right off the bat, this has got all kinds of interesting things like people sniffing armpits. Oh my gosh, I would never be able to do that job. Little person. Yeah, so Lost Treasure. Again, I mean, that's just an old photograph. There's a map. Here's an old drawing. There's some illustrations in here. I like the ships. Here's some more maps. They would make great backgrounds for tags and things. And then there's pictures of actual treasure that people have found. Forces of Nature. This probably has some really cool pictures of, well, there's ice. And here's some really old pictures from 1888 of a blizzard that hit New York City. So yeah, here's Krakatoa. That's an ice crystal. Here's an old clock. No, sorry, old barometer. So yeah, pictures of weather, and then here's, this one is animals. So again, of course, you can always make cards out of animals, right? Oh, maybe not that one. There might be some in here that I wouldn't necessarily use. That is a cat. Mm-hmm. So I have those books to pull apart, and like I said, they were up on my shelf collecting dust. So if nothing else, I tear the paper out of them and use it for glue pads, gesso on it, stamp on it, whatever I decide to do with the paper. I have the covers. So the book covers, I'm always up for book covers. Space would be good too. So the next set of books I have is coloring books. I at one time thought that this would be a lot of fun, and I still do. I just, with all of the doing the journaling, I haven't had time. And see, I started coloring in this one. See how far I got? I don't know if you can see that. You see? Yeah. So so there's an ocean one, and she's the one, oh look, I started coloring these fish too. She's the one that has the things for you to find in the book. This is Joanna Basford. An inky adventure and coloring book is what she calls hers. And I think I have a couple of hers, but I'm not sure. I know I have that one, and I think I have the Enchanted Garden around here somewhere. Apparently not in this stack. I also liked these. These are like, so it takes, so you have the penguins swimming in the ocean, and all the water behind them is turning into little sea creatures and little, like there's a card. I don't know if this one has hidden things in it too or not. But see how the swans, and there's like their feathers, the wings turn into stuff. And these are called like Imagimorphia. I thought these pictures were really neat. There's the camel's hump. Instead of being a hump, it's ruins in the jungle with animals and stuff in it. Half of this owl is gears, and you can see screws and things falling off. Yeah. So I thought these were really imaginative and cool, and I think I have a couple of them. Like this one's Mythomorphia. So this is all mythical creatures. Like there's a sphinx, there's a centaur, here's a, I don't know, werewolf maybe? But they too, again, they kind of transform. See, he's transforming. The back of him is turning into bats and ravens. So that's one of those, what do they call them? Kitoons, or that nine-tailed fox from, I want to say it's Japanese mythology, with all the tails. Anyway, so this one's mythical creatures that do that same transformation thing. And then this one is animals that do the transformation thing. This paper is a lot. These are thicker. This one is like thinner paper. I'm not sure why, but oh, this one's turtles that you can decorate yourself. This has different kinds of complete the lion's mane. See, this one is, it started being turned into stuff, and then you're supposed to do your own. So this one's kind of a do-it-yourself. It does say search challenge. So I guess you are supposed to find things in here. I just don't know. There's stuff circled. There's like answers in the back and stuff circled, but I didn't see a list of things to find. Maybe I missed it. Did I miss it? Yeah, I don't. I mean, even the front pages are cool. I do not see a list of things to find. Anyway, okay, enough time wasted on that. And then this one is World Within Worlds. So it's got a lot of cool pictures in it. And I just thought that they would be fun to put into journals and have as activity pages if I don't decide to color them. And then, of course, there's this one. This is like those, remember those fairy books I had with all the ephemera in them? They look like scrapbooks. This is a companion book to one of those. The odd thing is I have the companion books, but I don't have the Dragonology book, which is funny to me because I really liked it. But I have been thinking about doing a dragon journal, and I thought these pages would go obviously really well in there. And there's even information about each dragon, but the information is on the back of the page, so I don't know how much information stuff will go in there. But I thought these pages would be fun to add. Again, it's one of those things where if I fold them in half, you get half a dragon. So, I don't know. Maybe they could be signature centers. To go with that, we had, and my kids made these and they have since been lost, but in each one of these was little cardboard pieces to build a dragon. So like you had a Chinese dragon, a European dragon, a frost dragon, a something I can't pronounce dragon. But they had all these dragons in these little envelopes. It was little cardboard models that you build. And they have since disappeared. I mean, I don't have them anymore. I don't know if you can see. See you put them together like that. It was a whole book of those. I thought it would be fun, though, to take this stuff, because this has these little things on it and like a footprint and the different things. Now, of course, well, that one's not. You have to be careful because these pages it's a piece of paper. So whatever you pick, you got to decide which side you want. But they have some of these little ephemera pieces in them. And again, it would make good stuff for a dragon journal. This, again, was part of that Dragonology series that I didn't get the book for, but I got the extras for. All right, so here is some more Time Life books. For some, I don't have very many of these. I guess we canceled this series before we got the whole thing. This looks like it's coming out of its book. It is. Hey, look, guys. I don't even have to take it apart. Just came apart for me. Okay, oddly enough, we have some of the... I have ghosts and I have night creatures, so very Halloween oriented. I can make ephemera out of these. There's very interesting art in these books. So, there's that. But I mean, you have, I was going to see if I could find the really... So there's all these dark hooded figures. There's a lady, a skeleton in a chest. And then there's this art, this really scratchy, kind of creepy. There's a head. But anyway, yeah, so I thought that this would have, I read this story. This is a Japanese, like ghost poltergeist type story. But anyway, so lots of things to get ephemera from in here. And then this one is the same way. Again, it would be stuff that you would make. It doesn't all have to be necessarily Halloween. Like I could take pieces of this, like the cat with the card, depending on what you put it on. It doesn't have to be creepy. Now, ears with chicken feet, that might be a little odd, to say the least. But, yeah, there's all kinds of just, look at him. I don't know what I do with him, but there he is. And then, there's stuff like that. I think this is a whole story of this kind of art. This kind of strange painting. See? But the sense of it is very creepy. So you could definitely make a, something to go into a creepy journal out of that. There's a hung man. So anyway, but yeah, these were definitely sitting up collecting dust, and I decided that it was time to bust them up. Again, this one is dragons. So obviously if I'm going to do a dragon journal, I would pull ephemera out of here for said dragon journal. There's all kinds of pictures and things. And it's stories and stuff from dragon stories from all around the world. So, I mean, every country and every land has its myths, monsters, and dragons. So, yeah. Look, there's even a map with little dragons all the way around. But this is got a lot of dragon possibilities in it. And then this one is fairies and elves. So if I wanted to do some sort of a fairy journal or some sort of a mythical creatures journal, I don't know. A lot of this just looks like people. So, excuse me. So, I mean, really, you could just take the stuff out of it and use it for whatever you want. But, so I'll bust those up. Okay, and then I found this book, which I thought was really neat. But again, I'm going to have to figure out how to turn this into, like, check this out. Isn't that cool? This is, the book is called Blueprints, Maps and Sketches of Lost Worlds and Mysterious Places. So these are not real maps, obviously, but they're maps of things like this one is the Garden of Eden. And here's a little blurb about it. And here is a, like, imagined map of the Garden of Eden. Okay. And it says they have Atlantis, Noah's Ark is in here. Excuse me, the Tower of Babel, an Egyptian Chronicle, King Solomon's Mine, the Odyssey, Man Against Woman, the Seven Cities of Gold, the Adventures of Robin Hood and His Merry Men, the Legend of King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table, Dracula's Castle, Dinosaur Island. Here's Dinosaur Island. So, again, my thought on this, because they are such, I mean, because it's such small detail and everything, my thought on this again is I probably would cut the map out. I would probably cut this piece off and then cut this into smaller chunks and use the chunks as background or, you know, something like that. And then that way these would end up being, I mean, the pictures are just really neat. Look, there's Dracula's Castle. I mean, unless there was a section of it that I specifically wanted, like say I just wanted this bat and I wanted to put him on a card, I might specifically cut him out. But these are, again, they would make good journaling card covers. King Arthur and his Knights, the Adventures of Robin Hood and His Merry Men. I don't know if you guys can... Do you see the illustrations? I know I flipped some of these pages and there was probably a nasty glare. I apologize. Seven Cities of Gold. Here's Man Against Woman. I don't know. Pompeii, Italy. July 4th, 79 AD. Colosseum of Augustus. I don't know. I would have to read it, I guess. Anyway, I know I take a lot of time flipping through. I feel like I want to show you guys every page. I know you don't need to see every page, but sometimes I feel like I'm like, oh, I want to show them this. Oh, wait, I want to show them this. But anyway, I thought this would be fun to, you know, cut up. I like the pictures and the images in it. And then to add to the dragon, this is Graham Base. I think his name's Graham. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That did that alphabet book that I really like the illustrations of. This is a dragon book done by the same guy. So, this will be fun to use in a dragon journal. I mean, the images are gorgeous. And there's information here. So hopefully that means I can get most of the dragons, because I don't know that I would use the letters unless I just don't like the dragon image. But I thought these would be a lot of fun to put into a dragon journal. And I really like the art that this guy does. Oh, his head is in that. That's okay. He's a chicken dragon. I'm not sure I like him. What does that mean? Why do all these ones... What tropical dragons? Why are all the tropical dragons look like birds? Ooh. Or that. I'm not sure what that looks like. I think it's funny that they give you an image down here in the bottom that shows you the dragon's silhouette next to an elephant so that you get an idea of what size it would be. This one's about the size of a little bigger than a horse. This one's actually no bigger than a cat or a house cat. So maybe like a tiger or lion size. I don't know. This one's human size. No, they don't really make these dragons out to be, based on those little images down there, they don't make these dragons out to be like astronomically large. To finish off, I think this is the end of this because it was basically me cleaning off bookshelves. So, I have more of these. Oh, here's the other Fairyopolis book. So remember I told you I had 2 of these so I don't have to make choices. And I think that the page it splits so I don't have to make choices anyway. I don't know if you can you see my fingers? So since this splits, I can take the 2 pieces and pull them apart. Like that. And then I can get the stuff off of this side and I can get the stuff off of this side. So for this particular Fairyopolis book, I get everything out of both books because I think the other one is the same way. I think the pages are split because I think I was making the comment that it's a shame that these pages are split and the sequel Fairyopolis book, the pages are not split, but I only have 1 copy of that. So it would have been nice for it to have been the other way around. But I showed you the Fairyopolis book in a previous haul because I got another copy at the store because I forgot I had one. So now I have 2. I have thought about doing mystery journals. I'm a mystery person. I love reading mysteries. I love watching mysteries. Some of my favorite TV shows on TV when I relax in front of the television. If I'm not watching YouTube, I watch mysteries. My kids are always laughing at me because they were like, Mom, that's all you watch. Anyway, so we had one of these scrapbook looking books. This splits. I know you can't see the split, but you can see the page expanding. So this splits so I can get both sides. And this is just all ephemera from Nancy Drew. It's supposed to be her journal. So like you have Josiah Crowley's notebook. If you've read, and this is like a little note book. And what I thought was really neat is I could cut around here and get the whole thing and put it on a journaling card and stick it in the pocket of a mystery journal. So I could keep all of this, which I think is a really cool thing. And then here's like The Secret of the Old Clock, which I think is like the first book in the series, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Then here is Hannah, their housekeeper. If any of you have ever read Nancy Drew, it was Nancy and her dad, and then their housekeeper, Hannah. This is her chicken and rice casserole, and there's actually a recipe on the back. So, and like I said, you can cut any of the ephemera out that you want. So, like, I could cut out these tickets. Now, this stuff is shiny. It's not, it's coated, all these pages. But there's so much stuff in here. So, I could make a mystery journal. I could make a Nancy Drew journal. I will admit to not being the mystery buff that I am came later in life. I think because when I was young, the books I read like more scary stories. This has a little thing that pulls up out of it, so it doesn't open all the way. It's like a wallet with a picture in it. And because this pulls apart, I can get the piece so that I can put that in a journal with the pull up, which I think would be really cool. Anyway, when I was doing reading early on, when I would have been reading Nancy Drew, I was reading scary books. Look at that. So I didn't read the Nancy Drew series. I have since started trying to collect them and convince my daughter to read them. But she's not always, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you either love to read or you don't. So I haven't been reading a lot lately just because I haven't had time. Uh-oh, that's torn. Look at these. I didn't even know these were in here, guys. They're postcards. Okay, Nancy Drew journal. Gonna have to do one. Check that out. That is so neat. I didn't even know these were here. I'm assuming this has got a divider in it. Yeah, I think it's got a divider in it. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do a Nancy Drew specific journal and take this book apart and find some other Nancy Drew ephemera and make myself a Nancy Drew journal. Yeah, that list keeps getting longer. Okay, this is a set, so let's do the ones underneath first. I got Pirates. So it's just another one of these. We can see if the pages are split, so I can get both sides. I don't have to make choices. I like that I don't have to make choices and I can get all my stuff. But there's all kinds of pirate ephemera in here. So it'll be fun to make a pirate journal out of this. Take it apart. I just feel like it's almost like a, if I look at it like an almost, like a ready-made journaling kit. If I could get out of my own way, I could talk. Here's one of, it just says mythology, which I think is funny because everybody has mythology. Every nation, has their own mythology, but I'm going to assume that it's Greek based on the letters across these things. The gods, heroes, and monsters of ancient Greece. So there you go. This is all Greek mythology. And these pages are split. They're a lighter cardstock. So this one isn't as heavy. And if I really wanted to make a big journal, these would make great full page pockets, wouldn't they? I don't know what I'd stick in there. Can you imagine what you'd have to make to stick in there? Gigantic ephemera. I will say this. It's connected over to... Oh, wait. Yeah, it's connected over to... I don't know. Oh, that's a map. That's interesting. So, yeah, this one is all... I don't know what this is. Let's see. Knowledge cards. Oh, it's like cards. That's kind of cool. I suppose I could do a Greek mythology journal. I'm telling you guys, these are like ready-made journal kits. That's just paper. When you travel, it's good to journal what you... It's good to keep a journal of what you have seen and done. Oh, it's got a... It's got a pen in it that does not still write, because Lord only knows how long this has been sitting up on a shelf. That's too funny. And then I have this one on Egyptology, which I love, and I definitely want to do some Egypt journals. So I didn't even need this book to tell me I wanted to do that. I've always been an Egyptology person. I'm not an expert in it, and I didn't do like large amounts of studying of it or anything. Oh, guys, this one's not... Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. Okay. I was about to be upset. Do these lift or something? I don't understand these. Okay, wait, there they go. So they go up and down. Oh, and then it's a map of the Nile. But because of the way they're attached, I don't think this page splits. I might be able to get in there with a craft knife and split it. But yeah, so this is a whole bunch of that ephemera for Egypt. And I'm sure I can find more. And then there's this one, which was a little handbook to go along with it. And it's got all kinds of other stuff. Ooh, guys, I think that's stickers. I'm pretty sure these are stickers. They are. So there's some stickers. Like I said, ready-made journal kits. I mean, now this one, of course, is regular pages. So this is one where I would have to look at it and go, oh, I want this. I don't want that. You know, like I like this here. What's on the back? So do I like that? Oh, well, I got lucky there. You know, so it's definitely a thing where you would have to make some choices on what you would want to keep. But yeah, so an Egyptology journal or an ancient Egypt journal will probably be on my wish list of things to create. I'm telling you guys, that list is getting really, really long. So that was it. I decluttered some bookshelves and I brought down some books that I had been intending to add to my ephemera stacks. Guys, I really, really, really need to start busting up books. I mean, it's ridiculous how many books I have that need cut up, and I don't know. Right now, like I said, I'm stash building. So, and when you see this video, I will probably still be stash building because I'm going to do it for a while, I think, before I try to make any extensive journals. I am working on some small projects, which I will share with you. And I guess it'll be probably a while before I declutter again, but I just thought I would bring you that stack of books because I thought there was some cool stuff in it. So I'll see you guys in the next haul video. Oh, I forgot to mention, this was Thrifty Thursday. Very thrifty because I didn't spend anything. So if you guys want to see some other haul videos, you can click hashtag Thrifty Thursday, or you can head on over to Turquoise Dreaming, and I will link her channel down below, and you can go check out all the other hauls and see what other people are finding to tear up and create with. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.